Hello, and welcome to the Time Capsule Podcast, where we explore how to protect, preserve, and share your family history, one story at a time. I'm Barbara Beauregard, and whether you're just starting your genealogy journey or have been researching for years, you are in the right place. Over the next few weeks, I'll also be sharing a few additional episodes in a short series focused on breaking through common genealogy brick walls. So if you're feeling stuck, these are for you. Have you ever found yourself staring at your family tree, feeling completely stuck? You've searched the census records, you've followed the hints, you've checked the usual places, and yet that one ancestor just won't move forward. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Every genealogist, no matter how experienced, runs into what we call a brick wall. But here's the good news. Sometimes the answer isn't that the record doesn't exist. It's that we haven't looked in the right place yet. In today's episode, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful types of genealogy records that are often overlooked, but can completely change the direction of your research. Let's start with one of the most surprising, and often the most revealing, military records. Military records are one of the most underused resources in genealogy, and they can contain a wealth of information. Depending on the time period, you might find full names, dates and places of birth, physical descriptions, occupation, next of kin, and sometimes even personal details you won't find anywhere else. For example, draft registration cards, especially from World War I and World War II, often include exact birth dates and addresses. But here's something important to remember. Just because someone filled out a draft card does not mean they served. This is a common point of confusion. Still, even if they didn't serve, those records can help you. Confirm identity, place them in a specific location, and connect them to family members. If you've hit a brick wall, military records can often provide that missing piece. Now let's move from military life to something much closer to home: probate records. Probate records are one of my favorite resources and one of the most overlooked. These records are created when someone passes away and their estate is settled, and they can be incredibly detailed. You might find lists of heirs and family relationships, names of children, spouses, and even married daughters, property descriptions, personal belongings, and signatures. Sometimes, probate records are the only place where relationships are clearly spelled out, especially in earlier time periods where records are limited. If you're trying to prove family connections or identify children in a family, this is where probate records can truly break through a brick wall. Now, let's take a step back even further to land and location, land and property records. Land records can tell stories that no other records can. They don't just show ownership, they show movement, relationships, and community connections. You might find who bought or sold land, when they lived in a specific location, neighbors, who are often relatives, witnesses to transactions. And those witnesses, well, they are often family members, in-laws, or close associates. Land records can help you track migration patterns, connect families together, and place someone in a location between census years. If your ancestor seems to disappear between records, land records can help you follow their path. Now let's move into something a little more personal and sometimes emotional. Newspapers. Newspapers are one of the richest storytelling resources we have in genealogy, and they go far beyond obituaries. You might find birth announcements, marriage notices, community events, legal notices, social columns, and even small local stories. Sometimes a simple mention in a newspaper can confirm a relationship, reveal a location, provide context to someone's life. And obituaries, especially, can be incredibly valuable. They often list children, siblings, places of residence, and sometimes they connect multiple generations in one place. If you feel like your ancestor is just a name and a date, newspapers can help bring their story to life. And finally, let's talk about one of the most powerful, but sometimes intimidating, types of records: church records. Before civil registration became common, churches were often the primary record keepers. This means church records can include baptisms, marriages, burials, and membership records. These records can go back further than many government records, and they often include details like parents' names, witnesses or sponsors, and places of origin. In some cases, especially with immigrant families, church records may even list the town or region they came from, which can open the door to an entirely new country of research. If you haven't explored church records yet, this could be the key to breaking through your brick wall. So, let's take a moment and look at what we've covered today. These 5 record types: military records, probate records, land records, newspapers, and church records. They all have one thing in common: they go beyond the basics, and they give you context, relationships, and clues you didn't even know to look for. If you're feeling stuck in your research right now, don't give up. Instead, ask yourself, which of these records have I not explored yet? Start with just one. You don't have to do everything at once. Even one new record type can completely change your direction. Genealogy isn't about finding everything all at once. It's about following the clues, one step at a time. Thank you for joining me today on the Time Capsule Podcast. If this episode gave you a new idea or a fresh direction in your research, I hope you'll take a few minutes to explore one of these record types this week. And if you'd like more guidance, tools, and resources to help you protect and preserve your family history, visit me at ancestryseeking.com. And before you go, don't forget to follow or subscribe so new episodes appear automatically in your podcast app. Until next time, keep seeking, keep discovering, and keep preserving your family story.